In 2004, Blockbuster operated more than 9,000 stores and employed roughly 84,000 people. 6 years later, the company filed for bankruptcy. Netflix did not destroy Blockbuster by itself. Blockbuster helped destroy its own future. On October 19, 1985, the first Blockbuster Video opened at 6464 East Northwest Highway in Dallas, Texas. The store stood in stark contrast to the neighborhood rental shops of the era. Most independent outlets were cramped, dimly lit spaces that relied on handwritten index cards to track inventory. Founder David Cook, a former software entrepreneur who previously built data systems for the oil industry, designed a much faster model. He applied computer database logic to home video, launching with a computerized barcode-based system that tracked rentals in real time. Rather than keeping a handful of titles behind a counter, this new superstore displayed 8,000 VHS and 2,000 Betamax tapes on bright, organized shelves. The wide aisles and clean layout invited families to browse freely. By replacing manual tracking with digital inventory management, Cook solved the industry's biggest logistical challenge, knowing exactly which movies were on the shelves and which ones were due back. This operational design provided an immediate systems advantage, creating a highly scalable template for rapid corporate expansion. Wayne Huizenga, a co-founder of Waste Management, recognized the power of this repeatable template. In 1987, Huizenga led an $18.5 million buyout to acquire a controlling stake in Blockbuster. He immediately initiated an aggressive consolidation strategy, buying up local video rental operations and converting them into standardized Blockbuster stores. This rapid roll-up scaled the footprint from 133 stores in 1987 to over 1,000 by the end of 1989. The expansion transformed video rental from a fragmented cottage industry into a unified national ritual. The bright blue and yellow storefronts, laminated membership cards, gridded aisles, and candy counters became staples of Friday night family entertainment. To fund this expansion and gain significant distribution scale, media conglomerate Viacom acquired Blockbuster in 1994 in a stock transaction valued at approximately $8.4 billion. Yet, as the chain expanded globally, it still faced a major industry-wide constraint: the high wholesale cost of physical tapes, which limited how many copies of new releases a store could stock. That economic model changed on August 25, 1998, when Blockbuster signed a landmark revenue-sharing agreement with Columbia Pictures, followed by 20th Century Fox on September 29th. Instead of purchasing tapes up front for $60 to $80 each, Blockbuster paid a nominal consignment fee of a few dollars and split the rental revenue with the studios. This contract shift allowed stores to stock dozens of copies of hot new releases, guaranteeing title availability and effectively cementing Blockbuster's dominance over independent rivals who could not afford the same terms. By 2004, the revenue-sharing model had propelled Blockbuster to its absolute zenith. The company operated a massive footprint of 9,094 stores worldwide, supported by a workforce of approximately 84,300 employees. To competitors, this global network looked like an impenetrable moat. Yet, underneath the multi-billion-dollar revenues lay an incredibly rigid financial structure. Every single brick-and-mortar store relied on long-term commercial leases, rising retail payroll, and the constant overhead of physical inventory. This retail machine required high, steady cash flow to survive. To maintain those margins, the business model depended on structured due dates and late fees. While these penalties generated short-term cash, they eroded long-term customer goodwill, turning a routine chore into a source of consumer friction. What appeared to be Blockbuster's greatest asset Its massive physical footprint was actually a collection of heavy fixed costs. The giant network was built for a physical world, leaving the company highly vulnerable if consumer behavior shifted. In early 2000, Netflix co-founders Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph traveled to Blockbuster's Dallas headquarters to propose a strategic partnership. They suggested that Netflix would operate Blockbuster's brand online, offering to sell their company for approximately $50 million. At the time, Netflix used a DVD by mail subscription system, serving only about 300,000 subscribers, while consistently losing money. From the perspective of Blockbuster executives overseeing a massive, multi-billion-dollar retail empire, rejecting the proposal appeared entirely rational. The true miscalculation lay in dismissing the long-term potential of this alternative model. Netflix focused on convenient home delivery, with no due dates and no late fees, directly challenging the friction-heavy brick-and-mortar rental experience. While hindsight frames this meeting as a moment of corporate arrogance, the reality reflects a deeper strategic blind spot. Blockbuster's ultimate decline stemmed from underestimating how rapidly customer expectations shifted away from physical storefronts toward frictionless mail order and eventually digital access-based systems. In 2004, Blockbuster launched Blockbuster Online, a direct challenge to the mail order subscription model. This strategy evolved into the Total Access System, a hybrid program that leveraged the company's massive retail footprint. Customers ordered DVDs online, received them in the mail, and returned them to a local store to exchange them immediately for another film. By combining mail delivery with the instant gratification of physical retail, Blockbuster built a loop that its online competitors could not replicate. By the end of 2005, the service had grown to roughly 2 million subscribers. To win back customer goodwill, the company also introduced its high-profile No Late Fees campaign in late 2004. However, the program came with confusing conditions. If a customer kept a movie for more than 7 days, Blockbuster automatically charged their account for the retail price of the film. This policy quickly produced customer complaints and legal trouble with state regulators. Yet, with strong brand recognition, deep studio relationships, millions of customers, and thousands of stores, the business was still an active combatant. Collapse was far from inevitable. By 2005, the capital required to build Blockbuster Online was tearing the company's leadership apart. Chief Executive John Antioco wanted to funnel hundreds of millions of dollars into Total Access, sacrificing short-term profits to secure a digital future. Activist investor Carl Icahn disagreed. Icahn launched a public proxy campaign, demanding immediate cost controls and cash dividends. This clash of time horizons ended Antioco's tenure. He departed in 2007, replaced by James Keyes. Keyes halted the digital expansion, redirecting resources to protect physical retail locations. Under his leadership, the company purchased the download service MovieLink for $6.6 million in August 2007. Blockbuster failed to scale the technology to rival Netflix's new streaming platform. The asset remained poorly integrated, serving as a secondary concern, while the corporate focus returned to protecting legacy stores. In 2007, Netflix launched its streaming service, while Redbox deployed over 7,000 automated kiosks offering cheap night-by-night rentals. Combined with cable video on demand, these frictionless formats bypassed the retail storefront entirely. Blockbuster remained tethered to thousands of expensive leases and a massive overhead. The 2008 financial crisis locked credit markets, making it impossible for the company to refinance its mounting debt. In 2010, the New York Stock Exchange delisted Blockbuster's cratering stock. On September 23, 2010, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, listing $900 million in debt. Dish Network purchased the remaining assets in 2011 for $320 million, phasing out all corporate locations by early 2014. Only a single franchise store in Bend, Oregon remained, surviving as a nostalgic novelty. Blockbuster's downfall was not caused by a single competitor. It was a slow strangulation by real estate liabilities, heavy debt, and delayed digital execution. The very systems that made the empire highly profitable became the structural barriers that prevented its adaptation. Blockbuster reminds us that the greatest threat to tomorrow's success is yesterday's profitability. When disruption arrives, the hardest thing to cannibalize is your own empire. If you enjoy the hidden history of money, power, and collapse, subscribe to Miles Halden Archives. Every empire leaves a paper trail,